We're back with Howie Franklin, the man, the myth, the legend, and the director at the Cape Fear Regional Jetport. So let's go in and see what Howie has to say in this edition.
And one of those things that you were just mentioning is so true that, you know, our area, we have a lot of people that actually are looking in this area for second homes or just coming up from Florida for the summertime here because it's tremendously more comfortable, not as much humidity, and then they go back to their places in Florida for the wintertime. So yeah, we're seeing a lot more of that.
One of the facts I heard that what state is more people coming from to North Carolina than any other state, and it happens to be Florida.
It happens to be Florida, correct. Right.
So, and not that they're not coming from other places,
right.
And you know they come from Tennessee and Mississippi, and they're not all
California. We've
California.
had a couple of beachfront buyers recently from California, so they are coming up from a lot of places. Yeah,
and we're not branded.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know,
as a marketing guy, that's true. We're still a secret.
Yeah, and I'd rather be where we are than where Hilton Head is right
yes.
now. So you know, there's a lot of room. I mean.
Yeah.
And I truly feel you can mess up here and buy crap and still make money.
That has been the case for sure. Yep, things have been booming down here, especially the last month or so. So, you know, that is actually very true. And that's why we're attracting clients from New York, California, all over the place with money that are seeing the value that our area has. So,
well, one of my good friends is affiliated with you people, and they're gonna buy a place in St. James, and I told him, I said, you know, all the fire trucks in St. James came from Long Island,
which is true. Most of the volunteer fire people did too.
So. You know, but this is the South Shore of Long Island, 1965, yeah. With better weather. You know, the Hamptons is very familiar to me, but they have a 2-month season.
Yes.
And that's it. Yes. 2 months. Their ocean, and I grew up in that ocean. On its best day, may hit 72 degrees once.
Correct.
And that's the end of August, 1st of September. And our ocean right now is 80 degrees. So and it gets to about 84. So in the summertime, if the hot weather comes in here from the Midwest. And our ocean's 84 degrees, and you have a 10-mile-an-hour breeze coming across to 84 degrees, you got a heat pump creating air conditioning.
Yep, so. Absolutely. And is originally from Massachusetts. I remember a funny story when Dan and I she's from the Maryland area, and I remember one of the times we went up to Massachusetts, New Hampshire beaches, and it was probably mid-August. And the beach was packed, and everybody was laying out there, and our kids were probably, you know, young teenagers, and they wondered why no one was in the water.
Yeah, it's 58 degrees.
Because the water was still 58 degrees. So a great point about that too. So as you guys will see, you know, Howie's vision has come true here. As you take a tour around, you're going to appreciate all the work that he and the board put in for getting this terminal built, and it's been such a great blessing for us because we see the impact in the economy of what you've done out here with these people coming in that are purchasing property, that are spending their dollars down here. So I thank you personally for that.
Well, you know, this didn't just come about as far as the state supporting this in aviation. Right. They did an economic impact study on aviation for the state over the last 20 years. And they found out for every dollar they put in aviation, they got a $19 return.
Wow.
My position was if they're lying 50%, we're still not doing bad.
That's pretty darn good.
This wasn't because they like us.
Yeah.
And the grocery stores that they built, millions of dollars worth of grocery stores in the area, Publix, with the Lowe's, elegant stores. They look like they should be in Annapolis, Maryland, as far as I'm concerned. Mm-hmm. They didn't do it because they like us.
Right.
They're crunching serious numbers.
Yeah. And folks, if you haven't picked up on this in this interview, that's one of the things that I love about Howie is he speaks from a position of facts and figures. That's how we try to treat it with our real estate business, but that's one of the things I've always appreciated. Whenever Howie tells me something, he backs it up with statistics. So again, I got one last question for us.
Sure.
So any recent celebrity sightings?
We get a lot of them, but we offer anonymity, more than anything else.
Cool.
Bruce Willis came in, and I flew with Bruce Willis on the airplane And I had been
Wow.
offered a job out in California with with 20th Century Fox running their airplane, and he knew I was going there. And he came in, he said, "Howie, what the hell are you doing here?" I said, "This is the poor man's California, sir." And it was in September when he was doing a big movie here. He looked at me and says, "Oh, I think you're right."
Wow.
One of the more embarrassing persons happened to me. We had a lot of jets on the ramp, and people were coming in, and this one pilot was a little older gentleman, was a little concerned about getting his passenger to the airplane. And I said, "Well, what's your passenger's name?" And he said, "Mr. Howard." And it's not familiar with me. So I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll go out in the parking lot, look for somebody that looks like they don't know where they're going, and see
Right.
if they are, and I'll escort them directly to the airplane." So anyway, this gentleman comes in with a big SUV and his wife, and he had a baseball hat on, and he looked like he didn't know where he was going. I went over to him, and he's rolling the window down, and as he does it, I'm looking at this gentleman, and I said, "Are you Mr. Howard?" And as the words Howard came out of my mouth, I realized I'm looking at Opie.
Oh, okay.
"Are you Mr. Howard?"
I got it.
And it was really something, because
Right.
at that moment, Howard, and I'm looking at
Opie.
And he came here, his kids were playing golf, he loved it, he went down Southport, he loved Southport. I mean, Southport to me is Bayport, Sayville, Long Island, Hamptons, 1965.
Absolutely. So, last question. Favorite president you flew with?
Well, I'm non-political, okay?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
just your favorite.
Yeah, mine,
Right.
non-political. They were all gentlemen. A friend of mine that worked for President Johnson was a tough guy to work for. He led through fear and intimidation. In fact, I'm the only one in the world that worked for 5 presidents
Right.
consecutively, but he was the only one in the world that got fired by 1 8 times.
Okay.
But out of all the presidents working for Ronald Reagan, he was the most organized administration I ever had hit the White House. And I believe before and now, no one has ever been as more organized as that administration. I literally got a schedule once every 3 months, and that's basically what we did. And then from a crew maintenance standpoint, and I see these other jet pilots, if you can imagine, and he's not lazy, he's just smart. In 8 years, we never took off any earlier than 9:30, and we landed somewhere around 5:30 for cocktails. Now, I want you to know that's flying. If we went to New York, he'd have Broadway tickets for the crew. He was always, if you got around the gentleman, within 8 feet, it was like somebody plugged you into a power cart.
Well, Howie, we certainly do appreciate your time here today. And folks, I mean, if you're looking for a great place to move to, if you're looking for a great place just to, meet a great guy and hear some great stories, check us out, and hopefully we'll see you around Southport area sometime soon.